want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about sports in the state of Michigan? You've got the truth, all right. Can you handle the truth? Find out right now on the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, the show that detects and provides truth, research, and statistics about the Tigers, Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, Wolverines, and Spartans. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast and listen to it in audio form wherever you get your podcasts. Follow it on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth and on Reddit at u/Michigan_Truth, and like its Facebook page and know the truth.
I'm Taylor Phillips, your Michigan Sports Truth Detective. Going to talk about a lot of Michigan sports, of course. The Red Wings, Sobotka, Tigers, Pistons, Wolverines, and Spartans. We'll preview Lions at Chiefs a bit later on in tomorrow night's episode. So let's get to our disclaimer right now. Two disclaimers now. Disclaimer number one: if you can't handle any news, stats, or research or criticism regarding any of our teams, then stay completely away from the show and its comment section at all times. Disclaimer number two: if you're too arrogant to learn anything, you're absolutely irrelevant to this podcast. And now for the opening, the seasoning opening edition of As the Winged Wheel Turns. The Red Wings get demolished at Little Caesars Arena 5-1 by the Montreal Canadiens in the Red Wings season opener at Little Caesars Arena. Travis Hamonic just did not defend too well at all. And we expected him to suck on defense. I'm going to share this right now. So Travis Hamonic -3. Albert Johansson a -3 with 2 giveaways. Ben Sherratt -1 with 3 giveaways. Only 1 block. Mort Seider a -1 with 2 giveaways. Simon Edmondson a plus-minus of 0 with 1 giveaway, 3 hits, 3 shot blocks. Johansson blocked 3 shots, 3 shot attempts. John Gibson got drilled. Cam Talbot stopped all 4 shots. That was it. But Dylan Larkin scored the only goal. Of course, we're not going to delve too much into those statistics. As you can see on the shared screen. So Travis Hamonic has been horrid, not only in the preseason, but earlier tonight. He cannot defend, and I'm going to go over Travis Hamonic's advanced statistics right about now. I'm going to share the screen again. Travis Hamonic, search. Projected WAR, 4%. Even strength defense. Yeah, it showed earlier tonight All his percentages were low previously with the Ottawa Senators. Yeah, he's definitely a third pair. This defense is just horrid, but especially with Travis Hamonic and Ben Sherratt, who had committed 3 giveaways. Ugh. I can't take it. I seriously cannot take this Red Wings team anymore. I just can't. So a developing story. Fired Red Wings ice Zamboni driver Al Sobotka was going to trial over an incident in which he urinated inside a drain. This is published by the Detroit Free Press online at freep.com. And Sobotka's pleading his own case. It says here a jury of 5 women and 3 men were seated on Tuesday, October 7th. That's earlier this week, in the high-profile employment dispute, which pits a beloved Zamboni driver, an octopus twirler and hurler, against a multi-billion-dollar entertainment company, Olympia Entertainment. Sobotka is suing Olympia Entertainment, filing a lawsuit on them, alleging he was let go because the higher-ups at the company thought he was too old and used the 2022 peeing debacle as an excuse to get rid of him. Moreover, he alleges the company engaged in a cover-up by having an executive who knew nothing about him getting fired, just so they could wall off another executive who allegedly called him old just weeks before the incident, and then replace him with a 37-year-old underling after he was fired. According to court records, Sobotka's younger replacement was hired in at the exact same salary that it took Sobotka 5 decades to attain, $81,000. Wow. Olympia Entertainment maintains in court records that Sobotka was fired for egregious misconduct that he admitted to, and that his age had nothing to do with it. It also argues the following, quote, Olympia has a right not to have its employees urinating in its building other than in a restroom, unquote. Olympia Entertainment has tried multiple times to get the lawsuit thrown out, but the courts, including the Michigan Supreme Court, have rejected those requests, concluding Sobotka's case should be decided by a jury. So yeah. This is where Sobotka could be in legal trouble right here in this paragraph. And then Sobotka right here is begging Chris Ilitch to give him his job back in a text message, but Chris Ilitch never responded. And then it says here, Ilitch is not expected to testify at Sobotka's trial. Chris Ilitch said he chose not to respond. He said, quote, I rely on our human resources professionals and business leaders, unquote, to handle such matters. He also said that he supported the firing, stated, quote, I agreed with the decision that was made. Al's behavior in this instance was highly, highly inappropriate, unquote. Yeah, you just can't do that. It may have nothing to do with your age. It may have nothing to do with age, but regardless, you can't do that. Sobotka still disagrees. Sobotka is apparently too afraid to face the music. And then he claims a conspiracy. And there's the picture of the drain, the ice drain, that is. It's in my head. It says Sobotka, I have nightmares, unquote. What I did is really not that bad. He is not making any sense. It's not that bad, really. And then you're very disappointed. How could you be disappointed if you say it's really not that bad? Now I'm really confused. I really am. Sobotka is just stupid, crazy, insane. He's just desperate and in trouble. My God. Larkin calls the Red Wings performance shell-shocked. Now, I'm not shell-shocked by Travis Hamonic's lack of performance. And I was under the impression that the Red Wings are prepared under head coach Todd McClellan. I know it's the first game, but this is unacceptable. This is just unacceptable. Still no developing story. Yeah, this is just the same. I click on this. This is just the same article. So let me take a look at the comment section on Instagram. Nothing. So it's time for another segment of the Tigers Tribune. The Tigers force a Game 5 with a 9-3 win over the Seattle Mariners at Comerica Park in Game 4 of the ALDS. Game 5, first pitch Friday at 8:08 on Fox. Tarek Skubal, of course, will start for the Tigers against George Kirby. That should be really, really interesting. I don't know how the Tigers even scored 9 runs on top of everything. I can understand the win, kind of, but 9 runs? Wow. It's surprising considering the offense is not too consistent and not too proactive, and to combine it together, not too consistently proactive, because they're not that good. I mean, they were in Game 4, but they're not good. They're not that good too often. That's what we can see right here. And then the first ever segment on the Michigan Sports of the Pistons Post on the Michigan Sports Truth podcast. Cade Cunningham scores 26 points in the Pistons' 117-111 loss in preseason action to the Milwaukee Bucks on the road. Oh, yes. Schedule there. And then one more preseason game at Little Caesars Arena against the Washington Wizards. And then they open the regular season in Chicago Wednesday, October 22nd against the Bulls. So let's go to college. Let's preview some college football, shall we? Number 15, Michigan Wolverines at USC Trojans Saturday at 7:30 on NBC. And Peacock. Yeah, USC is unranked, but they're 2.5-point favorites. But there's some national college football experts that are picking Michigan to win, and there's an article about it on gbmwolverine.com, and I'm going to put that on screen sharing right now. There are two articles. In fact, there are two articles in the same webpage here. But first off, Joel Klatt predicting Michigan football to win because Michigan will be able to run the ball even better than Illinois. Also, the Trojans can't just rely on throwing the football, which is what they did last season in a loss against the Wolverines in Ann Arbor. But Michigan can run the ball with Hayes and Marshall, while USC is ranked 62nd for EPA on the defensive side of a running play and 123rd for EPA on the defensive success against the run. So the USC Trojans just can't stop the run. They really can't. But USC is ranked third in yards per game, total yards per game, with 565 per game, flat, including being ranked sixth in passing yards with 338 passing yards per game, and ninth in third down efficiency at 56.4%, compared to Michigan being 101st on third down efficiency at 41.9%. So if both units keep up their mojos, both Michigan's running game and USC's passing/receiving game keep up their mojos, then this ought to be a slugfest, unless some defensive unit on either team, on at least either team, shows up and shows out. Only 2 touchdown passes by Bryce Underwood, but 215 passing yards in one half against Wisconsin. Playing with one of my mini koosh balls right here. Klatt said he sees Underwood playing. He also believes Michigan, the more physical team, will win the game on Saturday night. And then you got, that's the only one. And then the second article inside that same web page, the Wolverines have to lean on this part of their game to take down USC. Yes, of course, the running game against the USC running rush defense. Like I mentioned before, 62nd Trojans ranked 62nd for EPA on the defensive side of a running play, and 123rd on defensive success against the run. Yeah, some may think this is the same thing, but it's sort of got sorted out so micro-thoroughly. The Trojans beat Purdue and Michigan State before losing to Illinois. Illinois is ranked 17th. The Fighting Illini host number 1 Ohio State, by the way. That should be interesting. That's at noon. The Wolverines are coming off wins over Nebraska and Wisconsin. They just absolutely demolished Central Michigan like we expected to. So there you go. That's all you need to know for Michigan and USC. Saturday at 7:30 on NBC/Peacock. Also, you got Michigan State, the Michigan State Spartans hosting the UCLA Bruins. Both teams unranked Saturday at noon on the Big Ten Network. Both offenses and defense for each team are bad. UCLA, for example, has only scored 19.8 points per game. That is terribly low. It really is. So that's pretty much all there is for UCLA and MSU. So the What We've Learned segment, to wrap things up, the Red Wings continue to play stupid hockey, especially on defense. Travis Hamonic and Albert Johansson especially. Both -3. Ben Sherratt with 3 giveaways. Al Sobotka may be in legal trouble, especially because he did something very inappropriate, evidently. And then Game 5 of the ALDS between the Tigers and Mariners should be interesting. The winner will take on the Toronto Blue Jays in the ALCS. The Blue Jays already eliminated the New York Yankees in 4 games in the other half of the ALDS. Of course, the Pistons need to work harder on defense. They gave up 117 points to the Milwaukee Bucks. And then Michigan, USC, it could be a slugfest, but I think Michigan will win too. Michigan State and UCLA will be a low-scoring affair because both offenses especially are struggling. So that's our What We've Learned segment. And that wraps up another episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. I'm Taylor Phillips. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Like its videos and turn on all notifications on the bell icon. Click or tap on live to find its latest full episodes and check out its shorts videos. Also, watch it live and follow it on Twitch at Michigan Sports Truth. Listen to it in audio form on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music /Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and JioSaavn. Also, join its Supporters Club on Spreaker, just $2 a month. Follow the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth. And on Reddit at u/Michigan_Truth. And also like its Facebook page, facebook.com/Michigan Sports Truth. And on Patreon at patreon.com/Michigan Sports Truth. Statewide business endorsements go to Cops and Donuts, Grand Traverse Pie Company, G&H Family Stores, Positive Chimney and Fireplace, Farm Bureau Insurance, Michigan's Adventure, Jets Pizza, Alpine Chocolate House, Hudsonville Ice Cream, Grandpa's Mini Donuts, Tom's Food Markets, Big B Coffee, Detroit Wing Company, Simply Delightful, JR's All-Star Haircuts for Men, Tropical Touch Spa, and Main Street Rocks. Main Street Rocks in Durant is also a proud sponsor of Swartz Creek Youth Baseball. Metro Detroit area business endorsements go to Geno Surf, Avenue American Bistro, Mocha Donut and Boba, Modern 7 Bistro, Northville Sports Den, Union Barber, United Mobile Power Wash and Dry Iceworks in Southfield, The Spot Food Truck, Athletico Physical Therapy on Woodward and Ferndale, Blind Owl Royal Oak, Cali Tickets. Call Mark Goldman at 877-225-8425 or visit CaliTickets.com. The Jag at Fort Goodman Acker PC, Northwestern Technological Institute, the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill in Ann Arbor, Green Lantern Pizza, Pins Bowling Center in South Lyon, Vitamin Shop in Auburn Hills, and Legacy Family Dental Center in Dearborn. Local business endorsements go to the B4 Foundation in Ithaca, Front Porch Sutton's Bay, the El Cilantro Taco Shop in Petoskey, Bay Mills Resort and Casino in Brimley, Fuel Up Nutrition in Clare, United Food Service Solutions in Grand Ledge, the Asian Buffet in Cadillac and Traverse City, Trout Town Tavern and Eatery in Kalkaska, Ludington Meat Company, Fletcher's Pub, Texas Corners in Kalamazoo, the Michigan Theater of Jackson, Hooters in Saginaw, Anna's House in Grand Rapids, Coffee Beanery in Flushing, and Spicer's Boat City in Houghton Lake. Traverse City business endorsements go to TC Man Cave, Erica Nita of Traverse City Real Estate, Yen Yoga and Fitness, Firefly Kitchen and Bars, Traverse City Fun Running, Margarita's Grill, Wellbeing with Catherine Palms, Bayview Flooring, North Coast Golf Shop, and Team Bob's Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Cadillac business endorsements go to Cadillac Grill, Cadillac Nutrition, Cadillac Horizon Books, Creative Embroidery for designing the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast logo on my long sleeve shirt and t-shirt. Michigan Coffee Company, Pro Quality Cleaners, Raven Social, Wildflower Bakery, Northern Star Event Rentals, The Food Mafia's Let's Roll With It Rolled Ice Cream, Tees Tanning Salon, the Pine Sports Bar and Bowling Center, Max Swings Indoor Golf, Biner's Pizza, Cadillac Party Lounge, and the Sweet Shop. And finally, Lake City business endorsements go to Cuts by Melanie, LC Tap House, To the Moon Bakery, Northern Auto Lab, and Misaki Golf Club. So until next time, I'm Taylor Phillips signing off, but remember, stay on the lookout. And we always observe and just understand that we always observe and detect the truth about our teams in the state of Michigan, because the truth is everywhere. Ta-ta, hit 'em with a hind, power to the people, baba booey to y'all.